everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if he can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. I'm joined by the man with the microphone and hot sports opinions, Austin.
You've used so many new ones, it took you a second that time, but...
Well, I have a list of them.
You have
that
a
I
list?
come up with. I came up with like a 20-name list, and I'm trying to add more to it.
Okay, I didn't know it was that involved, Kevin.
It's
There's
gonna
lot of
be a
work behind
new-
the scenes that
it's-
even I don't know.
It's going to be a new bit. I've tried, but I'm going to stay with
Okay.
this bit.
Well, the Super Bowl is here, and if you guys have listened to our top 10 Super Bowl performers video, hopefully we have one in this one where we could have to take one of those players out, because neither of us have a Raven. So even if we do this next year, top 10 Super Bowl performers, which we won't, because, I mean, even best case scenario, 2 of them are here, but we would have to remove 1 or 2 and see what we would do. But I'm excited for this Super Bowl. It's Kelsey versus Kelsey, and your entire prediction about a Kelsey winning the Super Bowl MVP is I don't know if you're going to keep that prediction in this video.
I'm going to roll with the prediction. So there's already 2 predictions already locked in for this one.
What's the second one?
I thought it was like who wins, or okay, never mind. It doesn't have who wins. It's the final score.
I mean, that's partially who wins, but
Yeah.
the final score is different than that.
And I've kind of been on a roll lately. You had the NHL, but I've had MLB and NFL playoff predictions. So
And it's true.
I'm
You
close.
smoked me in this one.
Oh yeah. Well, you went risky. More risky than me. And then we have some. Oh, by the way, there will be like Super Bowl commercials, and trailers. But the trailer to look out for drops the 20th. It's a little clock. There's a clock ticking down on our Twitter. There will be counting down the trailer. So big news.
Yeah, big news. That trailer is going to be the best thing you've ever seen.
Just be on the lookout. 10 a.m. February 20th. On the Instagram, on the Twitter, YouTube. It's all over the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be good.
Yeah.
But let's get into these Super Bowl predictions. So, first one. Over, under, 2 minutes, 2 seconds for the national anthem. That is the line right now. What do you got?
I'm going over, especially since Chris Stapleton is singing it. Like, he's gonna, and he's a good singer. So, he's gonna take his time. So, I think it's over 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
I have to agree. Country singer who has a lot of slow songs, and Chris Stapleton, like you said, is a good singer, so I think he's going to try to milk it a little bit. There's no way this isn't over 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I think the average time is 1:59, but because I know it's a slower singer, like the average Super Bowl national anthem, like the average all time, I think it's 1 minute and 59 seconds. But they know it's a slower singer, so that it's a 2 minute, 2 seconds. I still think this smashes over.
Oh, I would
Smashes.
be shocked. Like, totally shocked. Like, it may be like a minute and a half, and he's not gone through the first. Like, he's not even halfway through.
Oh, yeah, this could be a 3 minute national anthem. I would not be
I would, yeah. Yeah. Well, we've also said like things won't happen, but then they do happen. So,
Yeah.
this one. Now we'll go to the coin toss. What are you doing?
Heads. Tails
Huh?
always fails is my mantra. Always go head. You go to the Patriots, they go to overtime against the Chiefs. Heads. Against the Falcons. Heads. You know what won it? Heads. Always go heads.
You know what? I'm gonna be risky here. Tails.
I don't know if it's all that risky. It's a 50-50 chance, Kevin, but
It is a 50 chance, but you just said tails always fails.
it does always fail. But here's the thing: do you want to win the coin toss? The last 9 teams that
That's
have
a
won
good
the coin
point.
toss have lost. So I'm going heads, hoping it's tails because tails always fails. And if you pick heads and then you lose the coin toss, you still win the game because tails always fails. So even if you win the toss being tails and then you lose the game, tails still failed you.
That's a good point. But I'm gonna believe in tails. Now, who scores first?
You see, I have the Eagles scoring first on a Jalen Hurts 1-yard rushing touchdown.
Dang it!
Probably a
That's what I
QB
was
sneak. Probably a QB sneak.
I was
What do you
thinking that. Ooh. Let me see. You know what? I'm gonna go Travis Kelce touchdown. Chiefs.
Travis Kelce passing, I would assume.
Passing. Yeah, he
Or
catches.
receiving, yeah.
Receiving. Yeah.
Because I think Travis Kelce has to run a touchdown pass in his career, but
Yeah. Well, he did play quarterback in college.
no, in high school.
Oh, okay. Well,
He played tight end in college at Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was
did
moved from quarterback.
He did
Yeah.
try to be a QB, but they said no, so he became a tight end.
Yeah.
He never played quarterback though.
Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, it was high school.
High school, yeah, but he still has that experience. So now
Oh,
we
yeah.
move on to that halftime show. The over under is set at 9 songs. Over under.
I'm trying. I think I'm gonna go under on this one.
Is that because you think the songs are going to be spread out?
Well, I just don't know. Like, she's gonna do Umbrella, and then I also not that I don't know that much about Rihanna. She's gonna do the Black Panther song.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 10. I'm going to go over. I think it's going to
Okay.
be small over. So instead of 9, it's 10. I think
Like, I'm
over.
thinking 7.
7. Wow, that's way under.
Like,
Way
how many
under.
are usually played?
I don't know. That one I could not find the average, but 10 does seem like a lot. But it is a long halftime show. And here's the
And
thing,
she
they
could
don't
have a
always
new-
play the whole song. They don't always play the
She-
whole song, but that still counts as a different song.
She could have like a new album, which is why I thought about doing the over, but I'm gonna stay with under.
Okay. So next, final score, and here we're where we can kind of go into what we think the keys of the game are to have this final score. I think turnovers are going to be the most important thing, as they always are in the Super Bowl. But the Eagles cannot commit more turnovers than the Chiefs. If that happens, the Chiefs win this game 100%. And it's I did a whole. I think you saw this when I sent it to you. Well, I
Oh,
sent
yeah.
it to a whole chat, but I have a forced fumble and I have an interception thrown by Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts turns over the ball twice, and that cannot happen if the Eagles want to win this game.
Yeah, it's true. With the Eagles, I think the offense, you just got to run the ball. Chiefs, I would say, like, you have to stop the run because and you just can't let them get into 4th and 1 because you know what's coming. The quarterback sneak. So I'd be shocked. Like, that's definitely going to come up. I wonder if there's a bet, like, how many quarterback sneaks.
That would be interesting. And one thing I want to ask you is, what position set, meaning wide receivers, tight ends, O-line, D-line, linebackers, or whatever, what is the biggest, most important right now? And a lot of people say O-line, but right now I think it's D-line. Because I think if Chris Jones can mess some stuff up there, along with everyone else in their D-line, and who is their defensive end? Frank Clark. Frank Clark is up there in most playoff sacks all time. Like, he's catching up on that, and I think
Okay, I want to make sure. I saw that. I was like, what? And they
yeah,
also,
no,
I
it's
think,
crazy because he doesn't
George
play that good in the regular
Karlaftis,
season.
I
Yeah,
think, is starting to figure everything out. Like he was part of their first round picks. So yeah, are you just talking about for this game or like
for
in
this
general?
game. For this game.
This game, I would probably say D line for both teams because if you can get pressure on Mahomes, he's not that mobile. Even though he says he's feeling better, but same thing with Hurts. Like you just have to get pressure on Hurts, and because you can't give them enough time because they have great wide receivers, and they have really young corners. So, yeah, I'd probably say D line just because pressure, and that's you gotta get to the quarterback and set the line of scrimmage, which is going to be difficult when you're facing a great offensive line from the Eagles.
Yeah, and that D line for the Eagles needs to be the reason why the Eagles won the game. And I think the battle of the trenches normally is decided the Super Bowl, and I think it's really been huge in every Super Bowl that Mahomes has played in. A big reason while the Bucs offense was basically unstoppable, and they could have scored 80 points if they wanted to because they stopped scoring in the third, really, because they realized, hey, let's just waste time. But if we're being honest, the D line's what decided that game, and the D line may decide this game, and the D line kind of decided the game against the Bengals a couple times. Like you have to be able to protect your quarterback, and the team that does it the best normally wins. And if the D line can make that change, it could be dangerous.
Yeah, while like generating pressure is important, I almost want to limit Kelsey. I would double Kelsey and just say because I trust the secondary for the Eagles. I just say go beat us 1v1 on the other wide receivers because is Juju out?
I don't know. I know McCole Hardman is out. Hardman's out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been added to the roster.
So,
I think both teams are going to have to run the ball.
Well, yeah, Eagles is difficult because of that read option with Hurts.
Mahomes, I know he has a hurt ankle, but he will have to run sometimes. He has to.
Yeah.
His escapability will save the team.
He's a sneaky runner.
It's sneaky because of intelligence.
Like he's not fast. Like
he is fast, but he isn't like otherworldly.
He's faster than what you think he is.
That's
it's
true.
confusing.
But again, and I think this is part of the reason why Brady sometimes will have a long, important run. Like against the Falcons, he had the longest run for the Patriots that game. And it's mainly because you don't Brady running.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to have that moment where Mahomes running the ball when he has all these weapons to pass the ball to. But Mahomes has made it a lot more evident that getting out of the pocket is very important, and he will have to run the ball sometimes. If he has under 20 yards rushing, I'm worried for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I almost think, well, I was gonna say, it depends on if Rodgers retires. We don't know. I think that's just a part of the game. As a quarterback, you have to be able to run, and be able to run and bail out of the pocket. There are some better runners, but with Mahomes is he tries to stay in the pocket, but he can also make some great runs. He has that almost Jordan dunk for the touchdown, and then he has that diving play. So to me, the Eagles use it more with Hurts, but I do agree Mahomes will have to get out of the pocket and make plays because that's what makes him great or special.
Yeah. So let's get to this final score. What's the final score you got? We know you got the Chiefs winning, but what's your final score?
I'm gonna go 35 versus 33.
Wow, that's a really high scoring game.
Yeah.
I have it as 28-24. So I know you've already seen that, but it's...
Oh, I didn't check. I saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta wait. Because I was we're going to probably do a video.
Yeah. But the over-under for the game is 50.5. So both of us have it going over. I have it at 52. You have it at, 68? So I had the first half going under because the first half was 24.5. And I have it under 24.5 because I have it being 14-6 at half, which is only 20. But I do have it going over for the game. And I think this is going to be a more defensive showing than a couple of the Super Bowls. But
oh, okay. I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of think it's going to be high score.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could tell by your 35-33
Yeah.
score.
I think it's really going to be some really good quarterback play, but Mahomes, I think, comes out on top just because. And this is something I was.
Oh, you go.
I was thinking about this. So if Mahomes loses, and I know, like, I'm not a huge fan of the GOAT thing, but like,
Impossible.
yeah, I'm not talking about the GOAT. I'm just talking about like legacy of Mahomes if he goes 1-2 in Super Bowl. Like, is it gonna be kind of like when LeBron, but not to the extent like LeBron made it to several NBA championships?
No, and here's why it's not going to be like LeBron. LeBron, 2011. 2011. That is the
2011.
argument. He was horrible in that series. Sean Marion locked him up. That defense in the middle locked him up. The Mavs only had one superstar player, while the Heat had three. I heard there was a lot of talk that Bosch was better than Dirk heading into that season because Bosch with the Raptors was averaging a lot of points and averaging boards and he could shoot. But then that playoffs happened, and that's the reason. If Mahomes has a stinker, I mean 3 picks, maybe 1 touchdown pass, and a fumble, yes.
Okay.
I do think it could be like Braun, but he hasn't had. Look at his stats from the Bucks game, utterly horrible. But if you watch the game, the stats mean a little bit different because you could see he was running for his life. Yes, he threw 2 picks or whatever it was. Yes, he didn't throw a touchdown pass. Yes, he didn't throw for that many yards, but the Bucks were all over him. And look, well, I do think GOAT is always possible for someone to get.
Well, yeah,
Always,
I just
because-
don't.
But
my
the
bad.
thing is that it is Brady versus Mahomes. It's almost impossible for Mahomes to be higher than him because of the Super Bowl loss and because of the AFC Championship loss. But if he also loses this one, I know Brady lost 3 Super Bowls, but he also won 7. Like, that's a 70% win rate. And okay, let's say Mahomes doesn't win 7, but you could still say like players with less. Like, we don't say Bill Russell's the GOAT, and he has 11 Super Bowls. I mean, not 11 Super Bowls, 11 championships. So maybe championships isn't the best argument, but you at least have to have a good record, in my opinion. And it's different with basketball. It's different, but
Yeah.
the NFL, it's hard to have a dynasty. People see the Patriots and they're like, oh, it's easy to have a dynasty. You don't know how many times you're going to make it. And a stinker really could ruin everything legacy-wise. And it's the whole thing with also, like, the reason why Josh Allen is so, like, in my opinion, he's overvalued, and he has to make a Super Bowl. You have to eventually make one, and when you play there like Mahomes has, you got to play well. Or at least your team has to win. Because, again, Brady, you could argue his worst Super Bowl performance was the year that they won against the Rams. And that's because defenses dominated both sides of that game. But Mahomes has a lot to do here to ensure his legacy. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up the GOAT debate because like that's starting to like get on my like sports pet peeves. It's always like comparing, and I'm just like, let's just like wait. Brady's the GOAT. Figure it out. So I should have rephrased it better. Legacy wise, it would just stink because you don't know when they're going to come again. This might be the last time because there's a lot of change happening within the Chiefs because we've talked about the contract hitting Mahomes. And I was just like, man, if Mahomes lost, that means he would go to 1-2. And then Andy
it's the
Reid
whole
would
thing.
be
It would be
1-2.
like Peyton Manning. He would just be the second Peyton Manning. And the thing is that Peyton, at least in my opinion, you can't really count his last Super Bowl because his last Super Bowl, he really did nothing. And if you look at his prime seasons, he went 1-2 in Super Bowls. He didn't make many because of Brady, and that's part of the reason why Mahomes would have won 1 more at least, and made at least 2 more because he would have played the Rams in that one if he had beat Brady. But Brady was the reason why Mahomes doesn't have 5 Super Bowl appearances already in 6 starting seasons.
It's wild.
Or I guess 4 Super Bowl appearances in 5 starting
That's a great
seasons.
comparison with Manning and like his record and Mahomes.
Yes, because Manning really has a 1-2 record with a Super Bowl that he won because of defense. And look, he still earned that Super Bowl. However, it's one of the worst performances in a quarterback that won a game ever. And it's even like people could say, well, Brady had that Super Bowl. No, because again, Brady, what I bring up there is Brady's Super Bowl 52. Okay, maybe he deserved to lose 53. He didn't deserve to lose 52. While with Manning, he deserved to lose the one against the Seahawks. And he deserved to lose the one against the Saints because he threw a pick 6 at the end of that game.
I'm going to bring up the GOAT, Jim McMahon. He's 2 Super Bowl rings, right?
Technically, yes. However, one of them is as a backup of the Packers.
I know. What were his stats during that 85 Super Bowl?
Jason Garrett, I think, has 3 Super Bowls. Maybe 2. Maybe 2.
But do you want to guess the stats during that 85 game?
I do not know.
Shit.
You want me to guess, though?
Or, like, do you think he got over 100 yards? I got to find it.
100 passing yards? Yes. I think
Okay.
so. Barely, but yes. I'll find. Okay, so Jason Garrett did win 2 Super Bowls. It wasn't 3. It was 2.
Okay. Super Bowl 20. Oh, what? So, in the Super Bowl, he had 20 attempts, 256 yards.
Oh, so he actually played well.
Yeah, dang. Okay, sweet. I'm just obsessed with Jim McMahon as a quarterback.
Why is that?
Well, because like he was part of the 85 Super Bowl and like the Reebok headband. And it's also like the Bears. I love the Bears. So, okay. I'll keep that.
Oh, yeah, his rating was 104.2. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns, Kevin.
Oh man, I'm going to use that argument sometime.
Well, again, that's the whole thing. If Mahomes loses this Super Bowl, again, it's going to be Peyton Manning. And the big reason why I can't put, yes, Peyton has 5 MVPs, but Peyton in the postseason was not good enough during his career. He wasn't. Like, comparing records. Say again?
I have a soft spot for Peyton, but yeah. And then
Eli. We can tell that you have a soft spot for Peyton. But Peyton's record in the playoffs is 14-13. And you take away his 3 from his last season that you probably shouldn't have won, because if he just had an average defense, he loses all of those games. And he would have been 13-14 because they already lost the first game, and then because he was 13, he was actually he was 11-13 heading into his that last season. 11-13 wins all 3 games, but if he loses that one, he would have finished his career 11-14. 11-14 if he lost his first game against the Steelers, which was already a really close game. So a 14-13 compared to Brady's, I think he's 35-13.
Wow. Well, yeah, Brady has like, oh dang it, he retired. I need him to get like 3 more wins, and then he'd have more playoff wins than every other franchise.
Yeah, but Brady went 35-13. So both Peyton and Brady have the same amount of losses, but Brady has 21 more wins. That's over a season's worth of playoff wins more.
There might never be a franchise. There might be a franchise that never gets more playoff wins than Tom Brady.
Oh, there definitely will be, Kevin. 35 wins is a lot.
That's crazy.
Now, here's something you need to consider. Mahomes is 10-3 in the playoffs. He's 4 wins away from tying Peyton Manning. Now, the issue with only 10 wins is that he's still 25 wins behind Brady.
No, I will eat this in the future if it comes to fruition, but no one's gonna pass Brady. Like, I just
as a GOAT.
I would like, yeah, and like even with playoff wins, like I just don't think. Like, you'd have to go on a historic run. Those Patriots, like, it was just a historic run. And I don't think, like, even with the Chiefs, they've struggled to do it. And like, they just have off years. Like, last year was sort of an off year. They lost to the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Not in the Super Bowl.
Or in the AFC Championship. Like, they couldn't even make the Super Bowl because the Bengals beat them when it looked like it was going to be a blowout by the Chiefs, and it just didn't happen. So, Super Bowls are rare, and someone making even 5 wins, like, or getting 5 Super Bowl rings, I think there may,
I mean,
like, if you take,
there's only 2 players that have done that. What you just said.
okay, Haley and Brady.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No
I
one
wasn't
has
sure
6.
if they're more part of the Patriots, kind of.
No, because Gronk has 4.
Does
Edelman
Bruschi have-
has 3. What?
I was thinking of Teddy Bruschi. How many does Bruschi have?
3. Just
Okay,
that
3.
initial 3. Vinatieri has 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 5's even rare. 3 still pretty rare. So, yeah. So I think with Mahomes, I hope he wins, and I think it will be incredible. But on the other side with the Eagles, this kind of looks like the window's opening because you have, well, it's weird because Hurts is on his 3rd year rookie contract. But everyone else is pretty much signed, so I think they got 1 or 2 more years. They also have a top 10 pick, which is incredible.
Yeah. And
So-
let me ask you this question before we finish up with a couple more of the questions we have, because we still have 2 more, MVP and Gatorade color. But do you think, win or loss, Jason Kelsey retires? Or no, because the team is actually really good now?
I'm going to say no. I think he's got a little bit more left in him. But he is an incredible player. It's hard to root against the Eagles, but I still do it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. And an interesting thing, Justin Watson now plays a good bit for the Chiefs. Justin Watson was on the Tampa Bay team that beat the Chiefs.
Oh,
So this would be his 2nd Super Bowl.
Justin Watson
It's a wide
is
receiver.
the corner Watson, not the wide receiver.
No, wide receiver.
He's the wide receiver. Okay,
Yes, Justin Watson.
because there are 2
I
Watsons.
actually, in my prediction, I have Justin Watson catching a touchdown pass in this game.
Hey, he is good. Oh, I need Sky Moore to do well.
Oh, also Ronald Jones II is on the Chiefs.
That's weird seeing him. I'm like, bro, where? Okay, okay. And Jerry McKinnon is a nice piece.
Jerick
the-
McKinnon had 9 receiving touchdowns this season in the regular season. 9 receiving touchdowns. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
But
Yeah.
well, let's get into a little bit of what we have left. Only 2 more predictions. Who's the Super Bowl MVP? I'll go first, and then I'll let you do Gatorade color first. So I have
Okay.
Mahomes as Super Bowl MVP. Normally it's a quarterback, but I think even if it wasn't always the quarterback, I think Mahomes has a stellar game.
I've already said my Super Bowl MVP. If not, check out our video preview. Gatorade color blue for the Mavs / Cowboys. We live rent free in the Eagles.
I also have it being blue.
Dang it. Okay, are there any tiebreakers? How are we? Are we tied?
Well, not really, because we have a different score. We have a different Super Bowl MVP. You went tails, I went heads. But we didn't have many same predictions. And that's why I did final score instead of team winning the game.
Team. Oh, okay, that's fair.
The only things we agreed on were national anthem over and
then-
Super Bowl MVP. No, not MVP. Gatorade
And
color.
then
So
Gatorade
we
color.
had national anthem we both had over and Gatorade color we both had blue. So we will both either get that right or get that wrong. There's no way we
That's
get
true.
flip because we had the same answer.
Okay.
But the
All right.
rest we were all different.
Okay. I'm looking forward to this. I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited as well.
Please be good. And that's all we got. Let us know what you think. And thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.